Got a chance to see the new Dick Wolf show? On Call on Prime. Let's talk about it right now. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for spending time with me as we rant about movies, comic books, and television shows, as well as the occasional board game. I am your host, Frank Zenkum, an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer, as well as a filmmaker. And yeah, we're gonna... I can tell you that over the last few days, if anybody has been filming here, and unless they're on a soundstage, they ain't shooting anything. Because we had some snow, and nobody wants to drive in the snow. This is definitely not New York, that's for sure, being in Atlanta. But anyway, we're going to talk about On Call. This is a new Dick Wolf show. If you're not familiar with Dick Wolf, he has a bunch of shows out right now, mostly in the Chicago setting. So you have Chicago PD, Chicago Fire, Chicago Hope, whatever it is. All of those shows are all Dick Wolf. Hence the logo at the end with the wolf. But before we go on, remember to give me a like and a subscribe if you can. Also, if you'd like to read anything that I've written, since I am a comic book writer and a novelist, I have stuff on Audible. Destiny Aurora is on Audible. And I also have my books on Amazon. You can just search my name in any of those places and it'll come up. All right, so let's talk about On Call. So I've been a fan of all the Chicago stuff. I'm not a fan of anything to do with hospitals and stuff like that. And that is mostly because I spent such a large amount of time in the hospital as a child. And I stay away from most of those medical drama shows. So, but I do gravitate mostly towards the cop stuff and some of the fire stuff. Like, I think Chicago Fire is one of the better fire shows. I fell off it now. Chicago PD, I was really a big fan of that for a while. Especially how those guys kind of skated the line. I kind of liked that kind of angle to it. Then I got into The Rookie. I fell off The Rookie too. I haven't watched really any network shows anymore. Unless, it premieres on streaming for 8 to 10 episodes, I kind of shy away from it now. Those 22 episode things that were the norm, I don't really gravitate towards anymore. I want to get in and out of a season. And this one was only a half hour long, which I prefer trying to... Then again, even network shows are only 40 minutes without commercials. So, it's just that they put 20 minutes of commercials in there. So that's the thing. So a half hour is almost the same on streaming, is almost the same as a hour long on network television. So this is starring Trion. I know I'm gonna mess that up. Trion Bellisario, and she's one of the reasons I watched it is because she was from Pretty Little Liars. I can't say that I've seen a bunch of Pretty Little Liars. I thought that some of the girls were hot, and I know it was a big show, so I figured I'd check out a few episodes, but that's it. I didn't really watch it for any prolonged period of time. It really wasn't made for me, so I like to check things out, and if it's not for me, then I bow out. But yeah, so I haven't seen her in forever. I can't say I've seen anything else that she's ever done after looking at IMDb. So I watched it, and of course it was Dick Wolf, so I'm like, all right, yeah, let's give it a shot. It also stars Brandon Lucente. I know I'm going to probably place that Lucente. I think that's how you say it. He plays Alex Diaz, and Trion plays Tracy Harmon. So we have the same thing as The Rookie here. It is almost a carbon copy of Rookie, because one takes place in and that's probably why he didn't put it in Los Angeles. He put it in another city in L.A., but they have the same cop SUVs. It almost looks exactly the same as Rookie. But we'll get into that as well. But anyway, Alex Diaz she's his TO. He's just coming out of the academy, and this is where he's learning from somebody on the job, and then he gets, by the end of the season, he gets a not an exam, but an overview from everybody that's over him. So whether he's going to get out of probation and be a regular police officer or not. Then you have, and he's from Bloodlines, I think, and also from the Good Doctor. So he was on the Good Doctor for a while. I didn't realize too that Pretty Little Liars was 160 episodes. That thing went on forever. Then Rich Ting also makes an appearance in this as Koyama. He just goes by Koi. And he's really good too. He was from one of my favorite shows, which is Warrior. If you haven't seen Warrior, also, you know what? I'm going to put a link to Warrior above me. All right, because if you haven't seen Warrior, that's my review. So definitely check that out. And Eric LaSalle is also in this. He's from ER. Lori Loughlin, who I also haven't seen in forever. She's from Full House. So I can't fault the cast here at all. You have a really good cast with some really good, talented people here. But this was created by, I think it's Long Beach. I think it takes place in Long Beach, by the way. So it has, I think it has 8 to 10 episodes, and 8 episodes. And Tim Walsh and Elliot Wolf. I don't know if that's a family. Obviously, it's a family member of Dick Wolf. I don't know what the relationship is. But Dick Wolf was not the creator. I think he was just maybe either signed off on it or he was lent his name as showrunner so that they could get the thing made. And that's the who you knows situation. And in Hollywood, where you can get something made as long as you're a family member or a good friend that'll push you along. And I think that's what happened here. So before we continue on, I do want to let you know that we're going to be launching the Green Hornet 90th anniversary anniversary anthology. I kept saying the word green. I got green stuck in my head. So yeah, I hooked up with Moonstone Books. Moonstone Books has the rights to publish Green Hornet. If you're into crime and pulp and stuff like that, this is not it. This is one of the books they've published in the past. It will be a hardcover, and we're going to be doing probably images in front of all the chapters, things to that effect. It's got a cover by Matt Wagner, who did Batman and Grendel. But the exciting part of this is who the writers are. So it is being helmed by Timothy Zahn, who created Thrawn for Star Wars, Kevin J. Anderson, who wrote for Dune, as well as Bill Willingham. It's just a pile of writers on this thing. But anyway, we're launching in a week. So definitely check out the link in the description below or go to greenhornetnoir.com. We're about to hit 300 followers now, so it's going to be really big. So definitely sign up now to get notified about when we launch so that you can take advantage of all of the stuff that we have at the beginning of the campaign. All right, definitely check that out. All right, so let's jump back into On Call. So like I said, I like cop shows. I wanted to give this a shot, but if it's obviously going to be compared to The Rookie and definitely Chicago PD, it's definitely more like The Rookie, but The Rookie is a far, far superior show, unfortunately. Despite the cast in this, it just doesn't have any hook. There's no hook here. The characters are all right, but there's nobody in this that I'm really rooting for. And it's not the acting, it's the writing. It's the whole creation of the story and the plot beats. Because Tracy's character, which is Trion as the actress, or Troyan, how do you say it? Troyan? It must be like Troy from from either Star Trek or from Donna Troy. Interesting. Yeah, so Tryon. Troyan. Interesting. I never saw it that way. But anyway, so Tracy, I'm just going to call her Tracy, is, a very hard ass. She's almost like a Vulcan through the whole thing, where she shows no emotion because, she's trying to get a promotion that Coy is trying to set her up with to go into, I guess, narcotics, I guess. And she called it drug something. I'm just going to call it narcotics. And then you have Alex Diaz, and his storyline is that and Tracy has a sister that is a drug abuser. Alex comes from a Spanish community, and I don't know if we know what country of origin his family's from, but Latin of some kind. And his brother's in prison, and they clash with the drug cartel. That's it. That's the entire series. There's nothing really going on here that is propelling anything forward. And with the Rookie, the writing between the characters, their banter and how the TOs treated their rookies, how the TOs treated their rookies, that and how the characters grew. I mean, obviously they had a lot more episodes to deal with, but even in the beginning of that series, even the first half of the first season, which technically that's what this is, there was so much more development and growth and camaraderie, and I just don't feel that here. I don't feel a connection to any of the characters. They all feel like they're trying to backstab one another, and it just doesn't work. If you're trying to create a team environment and they keep backstabbing one another, how do you get involved with any of the characters? And even the Coy character, who's probably the most interesting, we get nothing from him either. So I have no idea. I know that the two main characters are it. I mean, that's the only ones that they focus on. Which that's again. I know that they have 10 or 15 minutes more to deal with per episode in The Rookie, but you would go into, it would be very fast where they have a storyline for this car, and then they would jump to this car, and as far as they call them shops in there, which I learned something new in The Rookie, they call their cars shops. So we would see the patrols on every single one of them, and then sometimes we'd have something personal happen, which again they tried to do here because of the brother and the sister, but it just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. The characters are very flat, unfortunately, and it doesn't make me want to come back to the series at all. It was a bit of a chore. Makes me want to go back to The Rookie. Watching this show made me want to watch a different cop show. So that's my recommendation. Unfortunately, this is a very, very average show. It is average. It's as if somebody said, yeah, let's make a cop show. Well, what's the hook? Well, they're cops. That sounds like that's the hook. That's it. They're cops. And it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And after all the growth that happens, they end up right back where they started so they can reset everything for the next season. So I feel like we accomplished nothing. So that's my story there. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. And if you're thinking about watching this, just go watch The Rookie. I think it's on Disney Plus or something like that. I forgot where it is, but it's in one of the streaming services for sure. All right, so thanks for watching, guys. I greatly appreciate it. Remember, too, that my books are all on Amazon.com, or Destiny Aurora is on Audible. Definitely check that out. And also, please get involved here with Green Hornet. I think it's going to be great. The writers alone are going to make it great. and you can go to greenhornetnoir.com or check the link in the description below if you have any issues with that. All right, there's also a link to my Amazon in there as well. All right, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you on the next one. Have an awesome week.